The Minnesota Wild, 0 Stanley Cups. The Minnesota Vikings, 0 Super Bowl rings. The Minnesota Twins, okay, they got three World Series, but no one cares because they're before like 1990. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, 0 NBA Finals, 0 NBA Final appearances. That's how bad we are. Us Timberwolves fans, we're the laughingstock of the NBA. We have the lowest franchise win-loss percentage at about like 40%. We're the team that like 2 years ago, well, last year, we acted like we won the NBA Finals when we won a play-in game. That was our NBA championship, winning a play-in game. That's how egregious success for the Timberwolves is. When a new NBA season rolls around, we act like it's another NBA 2K. We're like NBA 2K fans. Every year we expect a better game, more improved. And we see the trailer and we're like, oh my gosh, they got more beads of sweat. The graphics are insane. But then the game rolls around and it's, oh, this is the same old game. But actually, we got new features that suck. And we miss the old features. That's how it works every single season. But let me tell you something. I'm here now. And I have the 100% foolproof plan to put the Timberwolves organization into an amazing position for the future. That'll give the state of Minnesota finally the Larry O'Brien trophy that they deserve. An NBA ring. An NBA championship that they've so desperately been longing for. So let's get started. The number one priority for the Timberwolves, and the only thing that can help them get to the top and be successful in the NBA, is to construct a franchise. Finally, a franchise that has a winning culture. We've never had a winning culture, ever. I don't care what anybody tells you. Wally Szczerbiak, Kevin Love, those were not winning cultures. Kevin Garnett, maybe Kevin Garnett. We went to one conference finals with him, then he dipped to go to Boston, okay? But for me, we had one season. There was one season we had a winning culture. And that was with Jimmy Butler. And even the culture for him was horrible that he didn't even want to create a winning culture because it was such a losing culture that he wanted to leave. And I don't even blame him. A lot of T-Wolves fans are mad that he left, but we just didn't care. No one cared to win. He was the only one. Thankfully, T-Wolves fans, I think we already have the cornerstone to our winning culture in Anthony Edwards. And wants to win. We all saw it in this year's playoffs against the Nuggets. He was the only person on the court who wanted to win those games. He was the only one. So obviously, we keep Ant. But somewhere else in the Minnesota organization is a player that is stinking up this new movement. And I think we all know who it is. It's Karl-Anthony Towns.
No, for sure.
I need to show the clips. I don't need to show the clips of him whining and crying after every offensive trip on the floor where he uses his elbows and arms to push every single defender every time he drives to the basket, which ultimately gives him an offensive foul. Like, oh my gosh, who would have thought, Cat, that bulldozing into a person was going to give you an offensive foul? Oh my gosh, like, what? It's honestly so infuriating to watch. And to be 100% honest with you, I don't care that we tried him at all. Oh, but what about all the things he's done for Minnesota? Like what? What has he done? He's never brought us to the playoffs. The first time he went to the playoffs, it was Jimmy Butler. Second time we went to the playoffs, it was Ant. Like it's never been Cat. Cat's not a winning player. All he does is cry. Okay. This isn't a rant. This is not a rant video. So what does this trade look like? I've done a bunch of research, looking at mock trades that people have come up with and such, ESPN, all those people. But here's my take. We need Scoot. And I think we can get Scoot for Cat. If it's to the Hornets, so be it. But ultimately, I would like to get it from the Blazers because I think we can get Anfernee Simons and someone else. And the number 3 overall pick for Cat, which I think would be amazing because I like Anfernee Simons. He'd be good too. The bottom line is that we need to draft Scoot. We just need to draft him somehow. And Cat is the perfect asset to trade in a deal for something like that. And I think Scoot's a winner. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder his whole career because Wembanyama went number 1, and he was like, I should go number 1, but you got this tall guy in France who's going to go number 1, so it is what it is. So that's the first step. And also, to create a winning culture, you need players who want to win, which I think is Scoot and Ant, and you need players who knows what it takes to win. Not necessarily who have won, but knows what it takes to win. So we need a veteran. And what player better than a former T-Wolf himself, Patrick Beverley, who's going to be a free agent this season? I think Patrick Beverley's a perfect fit. He was a perfect fit when he was here a year ago. He brings tenacity. He brings defense. He helps others be motivated, which we desperately need, but maybe we don't have Cat around. We don't need it, but that's what we need. And Patrick Beverley's been on so many teams. He's seen good teams. He's been on good teams. He was on the Clippers when they were good. I don't know if he was on the Rockets when they were good, but he was on the Clippers when they were good. So he knows what it takes to be a good team. I know he's never won a ring, but I don't think that necessarily matters in this point because there's not a lot of veterans that the T-Wolves are going to be able to pick up that have won a ring that are going to be like, oh, this is how you win a ring. So I think Patrick Beverley is the perfect asset for us to pick up. And to be clear, I don't think the Timberwolves need to make a lot of roster changes. I don't think that's our issue. I think it's the winning culture is the issue. And I think getting Scoot, who wants to win, and Patrick Beverley, who knows how to win, is a perfect recipe for success. Like last season, on paper, the Timberwolves should have been an amazing team. We trade for Rudy Gobert, which I don't want to get into that because that was horrible. But we should have been an amazing team. We should not have been an 8th seed, but we were an 8th seed. And we played the number 1 team, and we got 1 win on them. That's better than the Lakers. That's better than the Lakers who went to the conference finals. We were not a bad team. And we didn't have Jaden McDaniels in the playoffs. We didn't have Naz Reid. And both of those are amazing role players. And Naz, who is the god of basketball, we probably would have beat the Nuggets, honestly. I just pray. I just pray, please, trade Cat for Scoot. Or at least a high draft pick. We can get Brandon Miller. We can get one of the Thompson twins. I don't care. We just need someone to replace Cat who wants to win and who doesn't cry all the time. Okay, that's what the Timberwolves need. We don't need to make a lot of big changes. We don't need to reset the whole roster. All we need is a good young player. Get rid of Cat. Get a veteran who knows what it takes to win. And I think the Timberwolves are a top 4 seed in the West. I know that's crazy, but I think that's true. I think that's all we need to do, honestly. I got faith in our front office to do the right things. I got faith in Chris Finch. I think he's an excellent coach. I think he can develop our young guys well, but I don't know. We still need to do a couple things if we want to be a title contender in this league. And obviously, these couple things I've said, they're not going to make us a championship team in the first year. It's going to take time. These things are going to have to pan out. We're going to have to keep getting players in the next coming off seasons. But I think for right now, this season, those are the main things we need to do if we want to get better as a team and to actually be serious about competing for a title in the future. Anyways, I'll be watching the draft on Thursday. Hopefully the Timberwolves do something. If we don't do anything, I'm probably going to be making a rant video in the near future. But please, Timberwolves, please do something smart. Please.
No, for sure.